Welcome to the ninth episode of All for Lombardi. Today is November 3rd, 2017. It is Friday. Woo, the weekend. Of course, you're already listening to this on the weekend anyway, so more than likely your weekend's either about done or halfway through or...
somewhere along that line.
Yeah. So I'm Dustin.
Nathan here.
And let's start off with some of the Week 8 games. Some of the good ones and some of the not so good ones, like that Bears game, huh?
We might run through this a bit quicker because heading up to Week 9, there's a lot of news coming out. So anyways, Bears at Saints, I kind of don't even want to talk about this one. I hate to blame everything on referees because I think that happens a bit too much with social media and all that today. But I legitimately think we lost this game because of the referees. It was 12. The final score was 20-12. Saints and referees. They teamed up. A couple crucial plays. The first one is Zach Miller, of course. If you haven't seen it by now, it was one of the worst calls in NFL history, if you ask me. It was a clear touchdown. There was no reason it shouldn't have been a touchdown. The head of officiating can try and make all the excuses he wants. It was a touchdown. Okay,
here's the problem with that. I'm just going to start right now and say the head of the officiating does not make the rules.
But it's up to him to admit when they made a mistake, and he isn't admitting they made a mistake. That's my thing.
How the heck do we even know what defines a catch? I mean, seriously.
Exactly.
How is it his fault then?
Because it was still part of his decision.
His decision was based off the information that he has. Not necessarily is that information that he has always the best information. So why don't you blame the people who give him the information, such as the owners and Roger Goodell, who make these stupid rules?
It's the whole referee crew's fault. I don't even know. We've had so many screwed up games because of catch rules, and I'm getting, I guess you could say, fed up with it. Of course, Zach Miller dislocated his knee on that play, almost lost his leg, and of course, no touchdown, because why not? And then at that point, we would have gotten that. We would have got an extra touchdown that would have tied the game at 17. Okay. The Saints don't get their extra field goal because we don't go for it in a situation where they did get their field goal. And not only that, on that last interception that Trubisky threw, the only interception Trubisky threw, there was a late hit, which should have counted. It should have been a late hit on the quarterback. And it wasn't shown in the broadcast. It was not shown anywhere. And that would have caused the interception to be called back. And the Bears would have still, been playing. So I think we were actually screwed over in this game, to be honest with you.
You might have been screwed over with that play, but the touchdown, I genuinely, here's the thing about, you can blame the referees all you want, but here's the thing you gotta remember. It's your team's owners who are voting on these rules and approving these rules and approving these stupid playing rules. So at the same time, while you can blame the referees, while they do screw up sometimes, the blame does turn right back around on your own team and your own organization higher up as well.
Do the owners make the calls?
No.
That's exactly.
But here's the thing:
point.
what's going to happen now, Riveron, if he made the call touchdown and there was an NFL rule or an interpretation that Roger Goodell had saying that he did it wrong, what is Al Riveron going to be? Fired?
He should have been fired in this situation, anyways.
Okay, I'm not going to try to. Argue this.
I just don't even want to talk about this game much more.
Yeah.
You can go into your game.
So the Broncos and the Chiefs. The Chiefs defeated the Broncos 29-19. We are now 6-2 on the season. This was at Arrowhead. Harrison Butker is the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week with 5 for 5 field goals. One from 25, another one from 32, and then 3 more from 43, 51, and 42. And Marcus Pierce kind of came back with a good fumble return touchdown. And I'm not.
Good defensive showcase.
Yeah.
And a showcase that cost Trevor Siemian his job, as we'll cover here in a bit.
Yep. So the game of the week, the Oakland Raiders and the Buffalo Bills. It was an alright game. I mean, I didn't mind watching it. It It was good towards the beginning, and then Buffalo kind of just got out ahead, and then they stayed ahead.
What was the final score of that game?
34-14.
Mm-hmm.
But at halftime, it was like 14-7.
Raiders are running out of time.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
turning around. I still like the Raiders a lot. I still think they're a really good team, but they just haven't been playing well.
Yeah.
All the turnovers and everything, and yeah, Raiders have just not had a good stretch recently.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
All right. So, how do you feel about the Bears season now that you're at the bye?
I don't even know. Tell you what, we have going down the stretch. We have the easiest schedule in the league,
Right.
besides the Eagles, which we'll talk about them eventually, and how I think they're a bit overrated, but I could definitely be wrong. It's just an opinion.
You are wrong. Just saying.
Mm,
I'm going to be a little bit bold right now and say you are wrong on that.
No, we'll see.
Because they could walk through the rest of their schedule.
Yeah. I
Because,
know we can too.
We were talking about it that one day and away from the show, and I believe Houston is on their upcoming game schedule. So you and I both know how that one's probably going to go.
Mhm.
But anyway, we'll get to that stuff in a little bit. That was kind of a tangent.
But yeah.
Your season at the bye.
Yes, I know. We have as many wins as we did last year, so hey, there's that, and we're still competing. But
Are you truly though?
yeah,
Competing for the division, I mean.
no, I don't even know at this point. Apparently, the Vikings can't lose a game. I don't know. I feel it's a very weird feeling because I'm still kind of excited at 3-5, but I'm still kind of upset at 3-5 because we should be 4-4, but
Right.
you know what? Really, we should be. When you think about it, if Trubisky, I know I shouldn't even bring this up because it's in the past, but really, it's also why I haven't let Zach Miller get to me. Let the whole Zach Miller thing get to me because time has passed. That's what I thought. Oh yeah, we would be like 5-3. So just something to think about, something to gnaw on. Yeah, that's my review.
So we'll start getting into the crazy news of the week. The trade deadline was Tuesday. So I'll just run through what happened here really fast. Marcel Darius was traded to the Jaguars for a draft pick on Sunday.
And by the way, that's not a rental. That's
No.
a multi-year commitment to
Yeah.
Marcel Darius. So that Jaguars defense just got even better.
Eric Ebron was drawing interest, and apparently at some point he didn't care whether the Detroit Lions traded him or not. But after at least a somewhat decent performance on Sunday Night Football Sunday, there was no way, in my opinion, that they were going to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
The Detroit Lions were approached about trading Calvin Johnson's rights away. Calvin Johnson talks about coming back into the league more than his fair share, so I suppose it's a good idea for the Lions because I doubt he's ever actually coming back. So if they could trade Calvin Johnson's rights away for like a free draft pick or something, I mean that'd be
But they'd have to they'd have to know that he's coming back for that to happen though.
yeah. But I mean, with the Lions though, I mean, because if some team's approaching them about trading for that, I mean,
Yeah.
if the other team wants it, the Lions don't really have to buyer beware for whatever team was trying to buy that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Seattle Seahawks acquired Dwayne Brown from the Texans, the holdout from who didn't play for the first 8 weeks and then decided to play Week 9 so that he would be good, so he could let all the other teams know, hey, I'm still around, I'm still a good guy.
Talk about a rough situation in Houston. The guys just bowled over and him getting traded. And if you might remember Jeremy Lane, he was originally going to be in that deal, but he failed his physical, so
Yeah.
he will not be in the deal anymore.
And the Seahawks, Pete Carroll said he was amazing at his first practice with them there. The big deal of the day on trade deadline day was the 49ers. They acquired Jimmy Garoppolo in a trade from the Patriots for a second round pick.
And that was it. Nothing else. A second round pick.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it, but it's
I
unbelievable.
even like it from New England's side. I mean,
I don't know if I like it from there. I don't know.
They're too stacked anyway. What the heck are you do? If the 49ers won't give you 2 draft picks, just go with the one.
If this was their plan, they should have traded him in the offseason and gotten more for him. This is great for the 49ers. This is an A-plus trade. Another great move by John Lynch, but
No, don't forget that Garoppolo may not play this season because they don't want to that's actually the talk that Shanahan has said that he's not so sure about playing him this season because he doesn't want to risk injury or something terrible happening.
I thought I heard someone bat that down, said that he's going to play sometime this year. Might be week 17, but he's going to play. That's what I heard.
Well, I do know that Shanahan said he wasn't sure about what he's going to do with him, so maybe something changed there. And then the Dolphins traded Jay Ajayi on trade deadline day to the Eagles for a 2018 draft pick. Good trade for the Eagles. I'm curious why the Dolphins didn't try to get one of the wide receivers from the Eagles out of the deal, because Devontae Parker just hasn't been doing well, and Jarvis Landry isn't a number one wide receiver. He just isn't. I mean,
to be fair, the Dolphins are kind of waving the white flag with this, aren't they? A little bit.
Maybe.
I just know who's the running back now. I legitimately don't know.
For the Dolphins?
Yes.
It's Kenyon Drake it's Kenyon Drake more than likely.
Okay.
Or Damian Williams, the rookie.
But
Kenyon Drake did play briefly this season while Ajayi was out.
To be fair, Ajayi has had a pretty down season, so his value was not at its highest anyways, so yeah.
But I don't think that Miami Dolphins O-line was helping him either.
Well, it's not like Philadelphia's O-line's any better. Jason Peters out for the year. Basically, they're trying to it's a sinking boat, trying to patch the hole with duct tape.
The Philadelphia Eagles offense, they're at least doing well enough, because, I mean, you had Blunt, who's having a fairly decent year, and then you had Smallwood, who just suddenly popped up on the fantasy and everybody else's eyes. So, I mean, obviously, the Eagles are doing something with their running backs that are keeping them going.
I can see the Garrett Blunt getting a bit upset, to be honest with you. Yeah. He's had a pretty good year, and now he's going to be either his carries are going to get cut in half, or he's not going to be doing anything.
Well, either way, he's not expected to play this week, so Blunt still has one more week to prove himself there.
Maybe he goes off this week, keeps his job. Who knows?
The Panthers traded wideout Kelvin Benjamin to the Bills at the very last minute at 2:57 p.m., 3 minutes before the trade deadline. Not a bad deal for the Bills. After losing Sammy Watkins, they've never really had a number one wide receiver there. And ironically, they're getting Carolina as the number one wide receiver essentially, because, I mean, Funchess, he's good, but I don't see him as a number one, so they're really getting a good deal out of that.
This one makes me think.
From like, which side?
Carolina.
Yeah.
Like, what is Carolina doing? No, this is a great trade for the Bills.
Oh, yeah.
Give up a third rounder for Kelvin Benjamin. I wouldn't say amazing, but it's pretty good. But I don't know. It's like, because they're what? They're 5-3 or 6-3. They have a pretty decent record.
Yeah, they're 5-3 because they lost to the Jets last night.
Oh, the Bills? No, I meant the Panthers.
Oh, the Panthers.
I think they're somewhere around there.
They're 5-3. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Because I'm pretty sure they beat Tampa.
Well, I just know they're 5-3.
Okay.
Yeah, they beat Tampa 17-3.
Yes. So I don't understand it from that perspective, because that's a pretty decent piece you're trading away and you're winning. So
yeah,
I don't know, it's just something kind of interesting.
That is a little bit odd.
Diggs.
Cam Newton was a little sentimental about it after the trade.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I feel like a lot of these coaches, like, the last minute McCarron deal? AJ McCarron was about to be traded.
Oh yes. How did we forget about this one?
Yeah, I don't know.
So the report is that the Browns had to trade for AJ McCarron, and it was good. The Bengals agreed to it and everything. The Browns were celebrating, and their people in their front office forgot to submit that trade to the league. Which, if that isn't the ultimate Browns thing, I don't know what is.
Yeah. 301, I believe. 301 or 302, they finally submitted the paperwork in, and the NFL said, nope, you're not having it.
Too late.
Yep. They were frustrated about that one for sure. And here's the weird thing, though. Marvin Lewis was saying it's probably a blessing in disguise that McCarron ended up staying on the team. So either he's a loyal guy, or his general manager, or a lot of general managers in the league, are doing stuff really without very many people's consent on these trade deadline days.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be some friction there.
Who knows? Really? Maybe Andy Dalton's about to get benched. Who knows?
I doubt it.
I don't know. Maybe they're still holding in that Week 1 performance.
He did decently well last week against the Colts, of course.
Who cares about recent performance? Week 1's the only thing that matters.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Quite.
Can I say Week 3 is the only thing that matters? No, can I say Can I say some other week's the only week that matters?
Yep.
You know?
Sure can.
Can I say that the Super Bowl week only matters and
Yep.
the only two teams that
Oh yeah, absolutely.
really matter in the NFL are those two teams?
No, absolutely. You're 100% correct.
So then I
100%.
can say week 17 is what week were you on Thursday Night Football?
That's a low blow right there.
I was going to say that week, so you knew where I was going.
No. Wow. That hurts a bit.
Anyway, the quarterback segment now, and Andrew Luck is not even close to returning to practice, and he is out the rest of the year. He is not coming back.
It's really rough. Because I still like Andrew Luck. In my opinion, when he's healthy, he's still a top 5 quarterback in this league. He has shown no signs of not being a top 5 quarterback, but he has to get on the field first. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's kind of become a little bit injured. He's become a Tony Romo last couple of years in his injury-prone nature.
I wouldn't say he's Romo level.
I
yet.
wouldn't say his Romo level because he hasn't been in the league long enough to be a Romo level, but
Yeah.
it's certainly starting to look like a Tony Romo type situation where he's here one year and then he's off the next year and then he's back and then he's gone and then he's back and then he's gone.
I'm not going to give up on him. Not only did they commit to that big old contract, but I just want to remember he threw 38 touchdowns last year. So just something to think about. Keep in the back of your mind if you're thinking, oh, the Colts should dump Andrew Luck. Keep that in the back of your mind.
Here's the thing, though. Are you going to keep a injury if Andrew Luck has another injury next season and he ends up being gone at least 3 or 4 weeks next season? Are you gonna start sitting there and wondering, okay, this may not be a good thing if he's becoming injury prone because he had this surgery in January.
But
keep that in mind.
That's 10 months ago. Yeah.
It's been 10 months and he still is not capable of returning to the practice field.
But the one thing you don't want to do is rush it. So, 3 or 4 weeks, I could live with 3 or 4 weeks. If he plays next year, I'd be happy.
I think I understand don't rush it, but at the same time I think it's being slowballed now and you can't do that in the league for very long. And Chuck Pagano's already on the hot seat as a coach, so
I think Pagano's going to get fired. I really do.
yeah.
And I don't even, you know what?
He's been in Indianapolis 7 years and
I know Pagano's not a good coach. Not exactly. Okay, excuse me.
Pagano's a good
Pagano's
coach.
not the greatest coach. Okay, but the Colts are getting exposed for the lack of talent on that team.
Yeah.
They have T.Y. Hilton on offense and an older Frank Gore, and that's about it.
At the same time, T.Y. Hilton and Frank Gore aren't exactly the best things that you can have on a.
That's what I mean. You're making my point for me.
Okay.
And the defense is just terrible on the Colts. It's been for the last however many years. And of course, Malik Hooker was the only thing really good on defense, and he tore his ACL.
Here's the thing you have to think about as well, though. Should the Colts draft a quarterback next in draft? Because there are many quarterbacks in that draft class. So you just go ahead and take a gamble and say, you know what, we're just going to draft you, and see if anything ends up happening with that kid. Because Brissett, after this season's performance, there's a chance somebody tries picking him up, thinking that maybe for some reason or another that he's going to be their option for the future.
If 1 year makes you give up on your star quarterback as a GM, you are way too trigger happy.
Well, I'm not only thinking that, I'm actually thinking now Jacoby Brissett's future. Because now it's come to my mind, if you draft a quarterback in the draft this season and he ends up doing well enough, the Colts could use Jacoby Brissett as trade bait.
Well,
later.
What happens to Luck?
Well,
if you draft a quarterback,
whatever. Luck's still on the roster in that situation more than likely because
so
he's going to be your starting. He's going to be their starting quarterback next season. So as long as he's back,
he's like what 27, but you're already going to prepare for the future.
No.
That's why I'm confused.
I'm just thinking you get another because Brissett's going to be worth a lot of money one of these days because he was former Patriots quarterback. He's going to be worth some money when his deal comes up. So why not? Or why not you just get a quarterback for really cheap? And hold on to him, like the Packers have done with Hundley and all these other guys. I see Brissett and Luck. I see that as too crowded of a quarterback situation. I see it as too crowded. I think Brissett is going to have to go one of these days.
I don't know if Brissett's a starting.
No, I don't.
I don't know.
That's the point. I really don't think he's a starting quarterback. So why not get another quarterback and see if maybe they can be something in the event Luck gets injured again?
What I'm asking is, what's the point of drafting another quarterback? What happens to Luck if you draft another quarterback?
You get rid of Brissett and you just keep Luck. I mean, he's going to be their starter next year. I mean,
so drafting another quarterback doesn't do anything for you. That's my point.
But if he's an injury, if he has another injury though.
Okay, I thought you meant like move on from Andrew Luck. That's why I was thrown off. I was like, what? I was like, what, you just gonna move on that quick because of one injury year? I was gonna say, good lord.
Yeah, no. That's,
okay, so that whole little exchange was for literally nothing.
Yes, for literally nothing.
Of course, right?
Only in the event he gets injured again.
Okay.
So Bill Belichick would. Let's move on before we end up taking this into an Andrew Luck for the rest of the time, and we can't say anything else.
Please.
Brock Osweiler start for the Denver Broncos versus the Eagles.
Maybe this is Osweiler's resurgence. Who knows? I don't know.
Do you genuinely believe that? If your reality had to set in for a moment, because I think everybody has realistic expectation sense in their brain once they start going off on if they start thinking too brightly about somebody. Does yours kick on in that moment and tell you, I'm not so sure if Brock Osweiler really can, but it's a probability, but...
I never say he's going to be elite. I think he's going to be better than Simeon is my point.
Oh, okay.
I think he'll be serviceable. I really do. I think he can, realistically, I think he can be what John Elway wanted him to be before he left to Houston.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe this is permanent. I think this could be a permanent thing. That's my point.
I think Osweiler will be better than Simeon.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
But I think this is gonna be a permanent thing.
We'll see. I mean, it just kind of depends on how Osweiler does this year. I mean,
who knows?
Yeah. Brian Hoyer, the starting quarterback for the 49ers, well, not this backup quarterback for the 49ers since they were using C.J. Beathard. As soon as New England made their trade, Brian Hoyer left to go sign with the Patriots, and he has a 3-year deal to be Tom Brady's backup. Hasn't he already been Tom Brady's backup in the past?
That's where he started,
yeah.
in New England.
So he gets a return. Maybe Belichick likes him for a future. In the event Brady retires in the next few years, maybe Belichick's thinking to the future and thinking, you know what, maybe Hoyer, if he started with him.
Hoyer's a career backup, though, in my opinion.
He is.
But what I was going to say was Hoyer was originally going to be in the deal, but
right.
The Patriots wanted a composition pick, and somehow that didn't work out. So they got the pick and got Hoyer anyways. So
probably the 49ers did not have a compensatory pick there.
Okay, I didn't think about that.
Or probably didn't have a proper level of a compensatory pick because the compensatory pick system is a little bit weird. Maybe we'll explain that on the show someday because it's a little bit. It's a lot different than just what it sounds like. They don't just award you a pick if you lose a free agent.
Yeah.
It's not. But anyway.
Yes, anyways.
Yeah, wow. I think we're good on the quarterback segment there.
Are we forgetting one? You know, the guy who just tore his ACL yesterday?
Oh, yeah. DeShaun Watson tore his ACL. Tom Savage is going to be filling in for him. And we all know how that one's going to go.
Houston's done. I think Houston's done at this point. It sucks because the rookie of the year is. No, I'm just saying it. The rookie of the year is now. It's not going to play the rest of the year.
So we have breaking news about quarterbacks. Speaking of, Colin Kaepernick's lawyers have now requested a deposition of Jerry Jones and the owners in his collusion grievance he is filing against the NFL.
Yeah. Jones and Kraft.
So Jerry Jones may soon be sitting in a deposition room.
This whole thing is getting a bit ridiculous in my opinion. I just don't think the NFL colluded against Kaepernick. I know we don't want to get into it because it's political, but you know that's.
And speaking of ridiculous things really fast, Jerry Jones is trying to put the brakes on Roger Goodell's extension still.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, he and 17 other owners were on a conference call last week about it, and they were discussing ways to stall the deal because technically the deal has been approved, but the committee was approved to negotiate the deal with him, but every time they try to negotiate something with Goodell, Jerry Jones says, nope, I don't want that. And he
Of
could,
course.
and you know, here's the weird thing: it would have only taken him 6 owners a year ago. It would have only taken him 6 other owners to scuttle a deal with Goodell.
Mhm.
Now it's going to take him near 20. It's going to take him like 27, I believe, something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, if he really didn't want Goodell as commissioner, he should have been doing this a year ago. He should have gotten those 6 or 7 owners to say, no, we don't want this, and gotten Goodell out of the league.
Yeah. But back to DeShaun Watson. It just sucks that the rookie of the year, who, in my opinion, if he was still on that pace, like remember a couple weeks ago, we talked about offensive rookie of the year a little bit, and how Watson was on pace to demolish the rookie touchdown record.
Right.
And yeah, it's terrible for the league that such an electric player is not going to play again this year. He might even miss some time next year. Who knows? And yeah, been an interesting week for Houston. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Win the World Series one night and lose DeShaun Watson the next day.
Yeah. I was actually, if the Chiefs didn't make it to Super Bowl for the AFC, I was actually kind of wanting it to be the Texans just because of the story behind that.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, we'll go through the injury report really fast here. Leonard Fournette is back after missing the Week 7 victory over the Colts with an ankle injury. D.D. Westbrook, the receiver, has been placed on, well, not placed on anything. He is back at practice. Yes, that's right. It's D.D. Westbrook. Makes you think Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. Or Brian Westbrook, if you want to keep it in football.
Yeah. Chicago Bears tight end Zach Miller had some surgery Sunday night on his dislocated knee. They were trying to actually save it.
They're trying to save his leg, yeah.
Yeah, he was actually in that situation where he might have.
Thankfully, the surgery went well and everything, so all is well.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy about that.
And you're not having to start Adam Shaheen this week. Well, you're not having this. Well, you are starting Adam Shaheen this week, but you're not having to. You're not having to start him indefinitely.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't lost his leg.
Well, Zach Miller's a free agent this year.
Oh, so he may already be gone anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
And then just remind me, looking at the injury report. For some reason it's on here. Yeah, thanks, Drell Freeman. Another 10-game suspension. I feel bad saying that a bit because he talked about he talked about on Twitter that he was on painkillers and just a lot of drugs for something. It was for memory loss, I believe.
Yeah, that's a really stupid thing to say, though. Social media.
If he's being serious, I don't know, but I just want to say, get some help, man. Just stop. Get some help. I'm trying to be real. Just get some help, my man. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. We could bring Joel Freeman in here and we could just have. We could get the Dr. Phil music running and he can just be Dr. Phil all day.
An intervention in this couple-foot room.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Maybe 2 yards, but honestly not even bigger than that.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 yards.
Maybe.
I'm not even sure about that. Anyway, San Francisco 49ers left tackle Joe Staley is expected to miss a couple of weeks. He's been on the Pepsi commercial, so that's why you may recognize him. Because he can never actually ever... It's physically... it's impossible for him to get a touchdown or whatever.
Yeah.
The extra fun zone or whatever that Pepsi commercial is all about. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic now.
Orbital bone, which is a rarity in football because, helmets.
Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting.
Rookie defensive end Solomon Thomas has a low-grade MCL sprain. The Texans are losing another defensive player in Christian Covington, who is probably going to be out for the season because of a torn bicep. That front seven.
They're cursed. The Texans are the cursed team this year, I swear.
Guess.
Unbelievable.
Emmanuel Sanders believes he's a week away, and he will play against the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 9. Hugh Jackson said defensive end Myles Garrett is still in the concussion protocol, but on the back end of it. Tight end Delaney Walker for the Titans did not practice. Corey Davis was a limited participant in Monday's practice, but I believe he is playing. Running back Danny Woodhead for the Ravens has a chance to return to practice this week. And Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett said that wideout Cole Beasley suffered a concussion during the game against the Redskins.
So it seems like Joe Flacco has recovered from that hit earlier, which is nice.
Yeah.
Which is always good.
That is good. So last week we were talking about Milt Plum. We didn't know who he was, so we pulled the stats on him, and he's an alright player, but he never really
He played from what year?
69. Well, 57 to 69. He did okay. I mean, he didn't light up the league or anything.
Mm-hmm.
122 touchdowns, 127 interceptions, so he is 82 now.
Oh, yeah.
So if only we could get him on the show, you know.
Yeah, there you go. That can be our first guest. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Get a former NFL player. Ask him about how the 60s were.
The Colin Kaepernick. Let me think about this for a second. The Colin Kaepernick performance line. I'm kind of spoofing Mike and Mike a little bit with the Shell Pennzoil performance line, but
Yeah.
anyway. So yeah, now it's time to talk this week's games. Of course, the Bears are on bye, so Nathan does not have to be tortured or anything like that this week. I'm sure you're feeling good about that.
If we'd ended the week on a better note, maybe, but I don't know.
Is it just going to make you more frustrated?
Maybe a little bit. I'm pretty. Oh, you should have seen me on Monday. I was sick Monday.
You didn't even show up here.
I didn't even show up to school Monday. I was sick. I think I made myself sick thinking about that game. But anyways, okay, you should have seen me Sunday. I was so angry. I was so upset. It's just ugh. But now it's Friday now. I've cooled off for the most part.
That's probably going to be the new Super Bowl baby commercial next year. All the teams who got bad luck this year.
Gonna have.
And then that Mike Ditka will come back on the show and crying or something like that.
They're gonna have a kid playing Zach Miller with a broken leg or something. I don't know. I think we're gonna cut that out.
That may have been the wrong analogy.
I think we're gonna cut that one out.
I'm not. Okay.
Who knows? Sure. We might. Obviously, if you're hearing this, we didn't cut it out. So go ahead.
So the Kansas State Chiefs will be against the Dallas Cowboys at 3:25. Kansas State Chiefs, Dallas Cowboys. I don't know why I just repeated the matchup. Alex Smith, Dak Prescott. Alex Smith, still no interceptions.
And Zeke Elliott.
Yep, he will be playing in the game after all. After originally not having the
being granted brief administrative stay by the Court of Appeals. So yet another week where Zeke avoids his suspension.
Here's the thing: he's gonna have to serve it eventually. I mean, do you believe he's eventually going to have to serve at least part of it?
Oh,
maybe not the whole 6 games, but
absolutely.
at least 2. I think he's gonna have to serve at least 2 games, and it's better to serve him now, and then when Dallas gets into the playoffs, if they get into the playoffs, and Zeke's gone for 2 games during the playoffs. Because that would be a loss for the Cowboys, a big one.
I think the fact that he's survived this long is kind of sticking it to the league.
Yeah, it kind of is.
He was suspended before week 1, right? And we're in week 8.
Yeah.
So he's kind of...
We're going to week 9, actually.
Yeah, there you go. So he's started off for almost 9 weeks, which is just interesting.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Then our game of the week this week is the Denver Broncos and the Philadelphia Eagles with new starting quarterback Brock Osweiler.
Yep.
Brock Osweiler and Carson Wentz. What a quarterback matchup. One of those marquee quarterback matchups.
Yeah, for real this time, not even ironically. I'm going to make a prediction. I'm just going to throw this out here. We're going to go a bit off script. Brock Osweiler, 250 and 2 touchdowns this week.
Okay.
There you go. My bold prediction this week.
I don't think Brock Osweiler truly has a chance against the Eagles, but maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll get proved wrong this week. You never know.
If Brock Osweiler throws 250 and 2 touchdowns, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be the greatest week of my life. Go ahead, though.
And then the most marquee matchup of the week on Sunday Night Football, the Oakland Raiders will be visiting the Miami Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. I about said Miami, California.
Yeah, you'd be a bit off there, just a little bit. Yeah.
Notice the sarcasm in the most marquee matchup of the week.
Yes. Who knows? Maybe
it'll be a good game.
Maybe the Raiders will wake up. Shout out to my uncle. He wants the Raiders to wake up. I need to start getting quotes from him and asking about games in advance and just reading them off here. That'd be great. Something to write down for later. But yeah, defense is. I'm still impressed with this Raiders defense, to be honest with you.
Right.
I know you can say, oh, they gave up however many points last week. I can't remember off the top of my head. 34.
20. Well, yeah, 34.
34. Yeah.
They were beat by 20.
Yes,
That's why
they
I
lost
said
by
that.
20.
But not as bad as what the Dolphins lost by last week.
40 nothing.
They were in the 40 burger.
Put up a leg.
Jay Cutler's coming back this week. Your boy.
Yeah, we moved on from Jay Cutler, of course. At this point, I would have preferred if we kept Cutler. Not. Kip Cutler, and I'm still drafted Trubisky, by the way. Not trash Trubisky. I would never trash the future GOAT. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's future GOAT. You can't.
Future greatest quarterback of all time.
Can't
so, yeah.
trash him there.
Exactly.
So now it's. Oh, you got any other thoughts on that game? Or
Not really.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack's still playing well.
this is kind of just a weird week for matchups. I'll be honest.
It's a weird week because we're doing it on Friday. That makes it all weird.
Yeah, that makes it all weird. But then these matchups, there's nothing really great.
Yeah.
There's no must-see television because Steelers and Patriots are both on bye. So.
Yeah. Two really good teams on bye.
Yeah.
Would you like to start?
Sure.
Disclosures?
We are 98 days to the Olympics in South Korea. Just an interesting random tidbit for you there. So if you love, my favorite Olympic sport is actually curling, the one where they knock the ball. Yes, that's the one where they knock the rocks around. I don't know why it's so fascinating to me, but I like that sport, so that's something I know I will be watching.
To each their own.
Time.
To each their own.
Do you have a favorite Olympic sport just out random?
I'll go curling too because I just want to. Mine's a lengthy one, so sit back for a second. I'm gonna read off a list here real quick. Andrew Luck, and you might notice the theme once you start getting halfway through the list. Andrew Luck, Julian Edelman, Eric Berry, David Johnson, Odell Beckham Jr., Aaron Rodgers, J.J. Watt, DeShaun Watson, Ryan Tannehill, Allen Robinson, Jason Peters, and Carson Palmer.
And J.J. Watt.
I said J.J. Watt.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Anyways, did you know what that list is? It's a list of people who went down with major injuries this year.
Right.
So, is there an injury epidemic? Who knows? There might be.
Somebody on CBS Sports Network said there wasn't, but we don't have the actual stats to prove that.
Yeah, she said. What'd you say? She said there was 100 less. But
Near 100 less.
I want actual.
As of this point in the season, there's near 100 less.
I want actual statistics to back that up.
Yeah.
So if you're listening,
and you have those statistics,
if you're listening,
shoot them over.
ma'am from CBS Sports, just find a way to contact us at offtheLombardi@gmail.com.
Yes, that's
and,
right.
There you go. Anyways,
it's on the We Need to Talk show, the all-women show about.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There you go.
Pro Football Focus now has win projections for the rest of the season for every team. I didn't really get the opportunity to get the highlights of that article, but it's a good article. I would recommend looking at it. It's just statistical analysis, basically, on how many wins the rest of the teams are going to get this season.
I heard the Bears. Someone said the Bears had like 7. Someone projected the Bears would win 7 out of their 8 games. I don't know who, but I kind of remember that seen somewhere on Twitter.
I saw where Pro Football Focus, I believe, had you guys going like 8-8.
Oh, who knows?
Or something along those lines. So who knows? Maybe somebody's shooting steam out their rear end with this next 7 of 8 games. I mean, anybody could win out at this point, but a team. No offense, but a team that's how many win? 3 wins. It's not likely for you to win 7 games right out the bat. But
who knows?
You never know.
It's unpredictable for a reason.
Yeah, it's a weird league sometimes.
Anyways, happy belated birthday to Jordan Howard. We're recording this on Friday. His birthday was on Thursday, the 2nd. And he is the first Bear. He is the quickest Bear to have 10 100-yard rushing games. So a tidbit about Jordan Howard and how he's one of the best backs in the league and all that. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, this has been the 9th episode of All for Lombardi.
Wait, what about the 5th one?
We don't have a 5th one this
Oh,
week.
of course we don't.
Yeah. So this has been the 9th episode of All for Lombardi. We're recording this on Friday. There was some disorganization this week
To say the least.
as Nathan was gone and then the recorder was gone. Okay, so here's maybe we're the ones with the curse now because Nathan was gone Monday. The recorder wasn't here yesterday. Wednesday.
Who knows?
Wednesday there was Wednesday all the news started happening.
Uh-huh.
So we couldn't do it then. Thursday the recorder wasn't here. We couldn't do it then. Friday the door was actually locked to our studio here, so we couldn't start until late.
So this has just been a really weird week,
Yes.
but it's still but football is going on, so how bad could it be, right?
Yeah. And I'm going to be gone next week on Wednesday. Well, there's a good probability I'll be gone Wednesday next week. I'm not sure about that yet, but if I'm gone next week Wednesday, it's not going to be Wednesday next week, so I don't know what.
This has been yet another episode of All for the Lombardi. Episode 9, I believe.
Yes.
And
I guess we're having so much confusion on what episode this is.
yeah,
Anyway.
I know.
To have a good football week. God bless you. God bless football.
There we go.
God bless America. And go Chiefs.
Go Bears and go Mike Ditka.